My first job was as a writer's PA, and I got it on Nash Bridges, and just I used to write all of these like really long letters with details, and then when I went in and met with the executive producer, I just saw two things highlighted on this long letter I made with bullet points, and it just said writer's assistant / went to your college. And that was it, and that's what got me the thing. And they initially told me I was overqualified and I didn't get the job. And my thing was, do you really want to hire somebody who was not qualified to get coffee and put that person in charge of the food? But I was patient, and I guess they did that because then they fired that person, and a month later they called me and said, do you want to start tomorrow? And I said, okay. So basically I did the very best job of getting coffee and sorting strips and doing everything I could and not getting above and beyond my position, because we know pretty much in LA, everybody is always striving to do something above their level. I mean, if you're a writer assistant, you're shooting to be a writer. If you're on set as a PA, you may be striving to be a director or something. And the main thing is not getting ahead of yourself. Just kick butt at the job you're doing, let people know you're looking for other stuff, and eventually they'll come to you. That led to my meeting a lot of other writers. One of the EPs took me to another show as a writer's assistant, where I was promoted and got to be in the room more. That led to other jobs, and between that and The Kindness of Strangers, the long story short is I've written on 4 shows, and switching from comedy to drama, because I'm kind of a hybrid where I feel comfortable doing both of those things. I really enjoy writing both of those things because I think they're really connected. But the thing I began to notice, and this is why I'll wrap it up by saying, my first writing job was actually through the ABC Fellowship, and it was a phenomenal opportunity. It was great. I took full advantage of it. But then all my jobs beyond that were built on previous jobs that I had. Because as a writer, and I guess this goes to everybody else, actor, director, whatever, you're going to have a good sample. You're going to have good samples. You're going to look good on the page. They're going to read you and like you. Otherwise, you will not be called into the interview. Same thing with an actor, or a director. You're going to have a good reel. You're going to have good stuff. But it's really when they're looking at 20 people who have the good stuff, how do they hire you? And for me, that's always been relationships. It's always been being able to connect those dots to the person or people that are making the decision, and making sure they can contact people who know me really well and have seen how I work, and can really give them an opinion that they trust and vouch for you. And so the thing I would say where you want to get is going from those deals where you may be 1 in 20 people and you need a lucky break, and you all need a little bit of luck to break in, to the point where you're going in and you can connect 3 or 4 people to that person you're talking to, and after you have that interview, they've read you, they like you, you have a good interview, they can get on the phone with 4 people who will say, I've worked with this person, hire them. And that's really kind of what you want to aspire to. And if there's one thing that I kind of hang my hat on, it's those relationships and those networks with people that that I've cultivated over a decade.